Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 50 new pence coins, exploring the top 5 most valuable pieces that collectors are hunting for. These coins are not only pieces of currency but also treasures of history, often fetching impressive sums at auctions depending on their condition, year, and mint marks. Let's get started. First up, the 1977 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin. At first glance, this coin might look like just another old piece of currency, especially if it appears rusty or worn from years of circulation. However, coins like this often hold fascinating stories about history, design, and the collector's market. In today's video, we will take a closer look at the 1977 50 new pence coin in rusty condition, explore its historical background, examine its unique features, discuss its rarity and collector demand even when damaged, and finally talk about its possible auction value in US dollars. By the end of the video, you may discover that a simple coin in your pocket or coin jar could actually be worth more than you expect. The 1977 50 new pence coin was issued in the United Kingdom to commemorate an important national celebration known as the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. The Silver Jubilee marked the 25th anniversary of the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who became Queen in 1952. To celebrate this milestone in 1977, the Royal Mint released a special commemorative 50 pence coin that quickly became popular among both the public and coin collectors. During the 1970s, the United Kingdom was still adjusting to its decimal currency system, which had been introduced in 1971. The 50 pence coin was already a distinctive denomination because of its unique 7-sided shape. The 1977 Jubilee issue was produced in large numbers so that ordinary people across the country could keep one as a souvenir of the historic celebration. Millions of these coins entered circulation, which means many examples today show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, or even rust-like corrosion from decades of handling and storage. Even though the coin was minted in high numbers, the historical significance of the Jubilee celebration has helped it remain a favorite piece among collectors who enjoy commemorative British coins. One of the most distinctive aspects of the 1977 50 new pence coin is its heptagonal shape, meaning it has 7 sides. This design was intentionally created to make the coin easy to identify by touch and difficult to confuse with other denominations. The coin is made from cupronickel, a metal alloy that combines copper and nickel, giving it a silvery appearance when in good condition. On the obverse side of the coin, you will find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the artist Arnold Machin. Around the portrait is the inscription Elizabeth II D times G times Reg times F times D, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This portrait was widely used on British coins during the 1960s and 1970s and is one of the most recognizable images of the Queen in her earlier years. The reverse side features a special design created by Christopher Ironside to celebrate the Silver Jubilee. The design shows the crown of St. Edward placed on top of a wreath, symbolizing the monarchy and the long tradition of the British crown. The dates 1952 to 1977 appear on the coin, representing the 25 years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. The denomination 50 pence is also clearly displayed. Even when the coin becomes rusty or discolored, these design elements usually remain visible, allowing collectors to identify it easily. Although the 1977 Jubilee 50 pence coin was minted in very large quantities, reportedly over 30 million pieces, it still holds collector interest because of its commemorative significance. However, the condition of a coin plays a major role in determining its rarity and value. Coins that are in uncirculated or brilliant condition are the most desirable because they retain their original shine and sharp details. These examples are often stored carefully by collectors and sometimes sealed in protective packaging. On the other hand, coins that have been used in circulation for decades may show heavy wear, scratches, stains, and sometimes corrosion that resembles rust. A rusty or damaged 1977 50 pence coin is generally not considered rare in the strict sense, because many circulated examples exist. However, some collectors still purchase them for historical collections, especially if the date and design remain clear. In some cases, coins with unusual toning or aging patterns attract interest from collectors who enjoy coins with unique appearances. Collectors who are building complete sets of British 50 pence coins may also seek out this piece, even in worn condition, simply to fill a gap in their collection. When discussing the value of the 1977 50 new pence coin, it is important to remember that condition is everything in coin collecting. A rusty or heavily circulated coin will typically be worth only a small premium above its face value. In general market terms, a heavily circulated or rusty 1977 50 pence coin may sell for around $1 to $3 in online marketplaces or small coin sales. A clean circulated example in better condition might reach about $3 to $6 depending on its appearance. Coins in uncirculated or collector-grade condition can sometimes sell for $10 to $25 or more, especially if they are preserved well or sold in Original commemorative packaging at major auctions. Only coins in exceptional condition tend to achieve higher prices. Rusty coins rarely reach high auction values, but they can still be interesting collectible items for beginners who are starting their coin collections. If you happen to find a 1977 50 new pence coin in your collection or in an old coin jar, there are a few useful tips to keep in mind. First, avoid cleaning the coin, even if it appears rusty or dirty. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its collector value. Many collectors actually prefer coins in their natural state. Examine the details carefully. Look for clear dates, visible designs, and any unusual characteristics such as minting errors or unusual color toning. Although rare, error coins can sometimes be worth more than standard examples. Store the coin properly. If you plan to keep it in your collection, consider placing it in a protective coin holder or capsule. This helps prevent further corrosion, scratches, or environmental damage. If you believe your coin might be in particularly good condition, it can be helpful to compare it with auction listings or consult experienced collectors or coin dealers who specialize in British currency. The 1977 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin is a fascinating piece of British numismatic history. Created to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, it represents a moment of national pride and celebration in the United Kingdom. Its unique seven-sided shape, commemorative design, and connection to an important royal milestone make it an interesting coin for collectors around the world. Even when found in rusty or circulated condition, the coin still tells a story of decades of use and history. While its auction value in such condition may be modest, the historical significance and collectible appeal continue to attract enthusiasts who appreciate British commemorative coins. Next up, the 1980 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, but collectors often wonder if these older 50 pence coins could be worth more than their face value. In this video, we will look at the history of the 1980 50 new pence, its design and unique features, its rarity in circulated or damaged condition, and the auction market value in US dollars. If you enjoy coin collecting or are curious about the value of your coins, this video will help you understand whether the 1980 50 pence could be a hidden treasure. The British 50 pence coin was introduced in 1969 as part of the United Kingdom's transition to a decimal currency system. This change prepared the country for decimalisation in 1971, when the old pounds, shillings, and pence system was replaced with the modern decimal system used today. The early 50 pence coins were larger than the modern versions and had a distinctive seven-sided shape to help people easily identify them by touch. The 1980 50 new pence coin belongs to this original large-size series that was produced between 1969 and 1981. It was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appears on the front of the coin. According to mint records, about 89 million coins were produced in 1980, making it a common circulation coin at the time. One of the most recognizable characteristics of the 1980 50 pence coin is its heptagonal, or seven-sided shape, which was designed to roll smoothly like a round coin while remaining easy to identify. The coin is made from cupronickel, weighs approximately 13.5 grams, and has a diameter of about 30 millimeters, making it significantly larger than the modern 50 pence coins introduced in 1997. On the obverse side, you will see the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. The reverse side features the famous seated figure of Britannia, a symbol of Britain's strength and maritime heritage, designed by Christopher Ironside. Surrounding the design are the words 50 new pence along with the year 1980. These design elements make the coin visually appealing and historically significant for collectors. When discussing rarity, the 1980 50 pence coin is generally considered common, mainly because millions were produced and circulated widely across the United Kingdom. However, coin collectors often keep these coins as part of a complete date set of early decimal coins. In circulated or damaged condition, meaning the coin shows scratches, worn details, or discoloration, the collector demand is usually modest. Still, some collectors like to collect older large-style 50p coins because they were removed from circulation after the redesign in 1997. If a coin has unusual features such as minting errors, misstrikes, or unusual metal coloring, its rarity and value could increase significantly. Error coins can sometimes sell for much higher prices at auction compared to normal circulated coins. This is why collectors carefully examine older coins for unique characteristics and typical circulated condition. The 1980 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin usually sells for only a small premium above its face value. Many coin marketplaces list circulated examples for around $1 to $5 US dollars, depending on condition and collector demand. Coins in better condition, such as extremely fine or uncirculated examples, can sometimes reach slightly higher prices. For example, brilliant uncirculated pieces have been estimated around $321,000 in collector markets. However, it is important to remember that auction results can vary. Coins with exceptional preservation, original mint luster, or rare mint errors may attract higher bids from collectors. If you own a 1980-50 new pence coin and want to know its value, there are a few things you should check. First, examine the coin's condition carefully. Coins with sharp details and minimal wear are generally worth more than heavily circulated ones. Second, look for unusual errors such as double strikes, off-center designs, or metal variations. These rare errors can significantly increase the coin's value. Another tip is to store your coins properly. Keeping them in coin holders or protective cases will prevent further damage and help preserve their collector value. Finally, compare prices from reliable coin catalogs, auction websites, and coin dealers to get a realistic estimate of your coin's market value. In conclusion, the 1980 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin is an interesting piece of British decimal coinage history. While it is not considered extremely rare due to its large mintage of over 89 million coins, it remains a collectible item for those building sets of early British decimal coins. In circulated condition, the coin typically sells for a few dollars, but special examples with excellent condition or rare mint errors can attract higher prices. For collectors and enthusiasts, coins like this are not only about monetary value but also about history, design, and the story they tell about a country's currency evolution. So if you happen to find a 1980-50 new pence coin in your collection, take a closer look. It might not make you rich, but it certainly adds an interesting piece to the world of coin collecting. Next up, the United Kingdom 50 new pence 1981 coin. Many collectors and coin hunters often overlook this coin because it was widely circulated, but certain examples can still attract attention in the collector's market. In this video, we'll discuss the history of the coin, its unique design features, collector demand, and how much it may sell for in auctions today. If you enjoy discovering the hidden value of everyday coins, stay with me until the end. The 1981 50 new pence coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who appeared on the obverse side of the coin. This coin belongs to the early decimal coinage system introduced in the United Kingdom after decimalization in 1971. The coin was struck in cupronickel, a durable alloy commonly used for circulating coins. The Royal Mint produced a large number of these coins in 1981, with a mintage of about 74 million pieces, meaning it was a common coin in everyday circulation. Despite the high mintage, collectors still keep an eye out for well-preserved pieces, unusual minting errors, or coins with exceptional condition. Over time, even ordinary circulation coins can gain historical and collectible interest. One of the most recognizable features of the 1981 50 pence coin is its distinctive seven-sided shape, technically known as an equilateral curve heptagon. This design helps the coin stand out from other denominations and makes it easy to recognize. On the obverse side, the coin displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the sculptor Raphael Maklouf. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads the Queen's name and title. The reverse side features the famous Britannia design, created by Christopher Ironside. Britannia is shown seated with a shield and trident, symbolizing Britain's strength and maritime heritage. This iconic design appeared on many British coins and has become a classic symbol of the nation's currency. The coin typically weighs around 13.5 grams and measures approximately 30 millimeters in diameter, making it one of the larger coins used in everyday circulation at the time. Because millions of these coins were produced, the 1981 50 pence is generally considered common in circulated condition. However, collectors still search for certain varieties. Coins that show unusual minting errors, sharp details, or unusually bright surfaces can attract more interest. Even coins that appear worn or slightly damaged can still have collectible value if they are part of a complete date collection or if they display unusual characteristics. In the world of coin collecting, condition plays a very important role. A coin in fine condition still shows visible details but has moderate wear from circulation. While it may not be extremely rare, collectors often keep these coins as part of their historical British coin collections. So, how much is a 1981 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin actually worth today? According to collector price guides, a circulated example can typically sell for around $1.40 to about $3.40 depending on condition. Coins in brilliant uncirculated condition may reach around £5 or more, which is roughly $6 to $7, depending on collector demand. Occasionally, proof versions or exceptionally graded coins can appear in auctions and sell for higher prices. For example, a high-grade proof example has sold in auction for around $40, showing how condition can dramatically influence value. However, most coins found in everyday circulation will sell for only a few dollars unless they have rare features or exceptional preservation. If you're interested in collecting the 1981 50 pence coin, here are a few useful tips. First, always check the condition of the coin carefully. Coins with clearer details and minimal wear usually have higher value. Look for minting errors such as off-center strikes, unusual textures, or design variations. These can significantly increase the coin's value. Store your coins properly in coin holders or protective sleeves to prevent damage and corrosion. Even small scratches can reduce the collector value. Compare recent auction sales and collector price guides before buying or selling. Market prices can change depending on demand and collector interest. To sum up, the 1981 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin may appear to be an ordinary piece of pocket change, but it still holds historical significance and modest collector value. With its distinctive seven-sided shape, classic Britannia design, and connection to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin represents an important part of modern British coinage history. While most examples in fine or circulated condition are worth only a few dollars, higher grade or rare versions can bring much higher prices at auctions. That's why coin collectors always recommend checking your spare change carefully. You never know when you might find a hidden collectible. Next up, a 1979 50 new pence coin in fine condition can attract attention among coin enthusiasts, particularly when it shows clear details and minimal wear. In today's video, we will explore the history of this coin, examine its unique features, discuss its rarity and collector demand even in damaged condition, and look at its potential auction market value in US dollars. If you are a coin collector or someone who enjoys searching through old coins, this information could help you discover the hidden value in your collection. The story of the 50 pence coin begins with the United Kingdom's major currency reform known as Decimal Day, which took place on February 15, 1971. Before this historic event, British currency was based on a complicated system of pounds, shillings, and pence. To simplify everyday transactions and modernize the economy, the government introduced a decimal system where £1 equaled 100 pence. The 50 pence coin was originally introduced in 1969, just before Decimal Day, and it quickly became one of the largest and most distinctive coins in circulation. By 1979, the coin had already been widely used across the United Kingdom. During this period, the country was under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, whose portrait appeared on the obverse side of the coin. Coins minted in 1979 were produced primarily for everyday circulation, meaning they were used by millions of people in shops, public transport, and businesses throughout the country. Because of this heavy usage, finding a well-preserved example decades later can be quite interesting for collectors. The 1979 issue represents a snapshot of Britain's monetary history during the late 20th century, making it an appealing collectible for those interested in historical currency. One of the most fascinating aspects of the United Kingdom 50 new pence coin is its distinctive seven-sided shape, known as an equilateral curve heptagon. This unusual design was carefully engineered so that the coin would roll smoothly in vending machines while still being easy to recognize by touch. This innovative shape made the 50 pence coin instantly recognizable among other coins in circulation. The obverse side of the 1979 coin features the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the artist Arnold Machin. This portrait, often referred to as the Machin portrait, shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait, you will usually see the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse side of the coin displays the iconic Britannia, a powerful symbol of British strength and maritime heritage. Britannia is shown seated with a shield and trident, representing defense and naval power. The design was created by Christopher Ironside, whose work helped shape the appearance of many early decimal coins. The coin itself is made from cupronickel, a durable alloy of copper and nickel. It weighs about 13.5 grams and measures roughly 30 millimeters across its widest points. In fine condition, most of the design details remain visible, though some wear may appear on high points like Britannia's figure or the Queen's portrait. Although the 1979 50 pence coin was produced in large numbers, collector demand still exists for well-preserved examples. Coins in fine condition are considered collectible because they retain clear design elements while still showing natural circulation wear. Interestingly, even damaged or heavily circulated coins can attract some level of collector interest. This is especially true if the coin has unusual features such as minting errors, off-center strikes, or unique toning patterns. For example, a coin that has developed distinctive coloration over time may appeal to collectors who appreciate unusual appearances. Another factor that can influence demand is the growing global interest in British decimal coins. Collectors from around the world often seek coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II, particularly since her reign lasted for more than 70 years. Coins from earlier decades of her reign are increasingly being saved as historical artifacts. However, it is important to note that a heavily damaged coin such as one that is bent, deeply scratched, or corroded usually has a lower collector value. In most cases, collectors prefer coins with visible details and readable inscriptions. When it comes to the auction market value, the 1979 United Kingdom 50 new pence coin is generally considered a common circulation coin. However, its value can vary depending on the coin's condition and collector interest. A typical 1979 50 pence coin in circulated condition may be worth around 50 cents to $2 to collectors. If the coin is in fine condition, with clear design details and moderate wear, it may sell for approximately $2 to $5 at online marketplaces or coin shows. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition can sometimes reach $5 to $15, particularly if they appear attractive and well preserved. Uncirculated examples, which show no signs of wear and retain their original mint luster, may occasionally sell for $20 or more depending on collector demand at auctions. The value may increase slightly if the coin is part of a complete collection or set of early decimal coins. However, the 1979 issue is generally valued more for its historical interest than for extreme rarity. If you are interested in collecting the United Kingdom 50 pence coin from 1979, there are several helpful tips to keep in mind. First, always examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for clear details in the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II and the Britannia design. The sharper the details, the higher the potential collector value. Try to avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning may seem like a good idea, but it can actually reduce the coin's value by damaging the natural surface and removing original toning. Most collectors prefer coins that remain in their natural state. Consider storing your coins in protective holders or albums. Proper storage helps prevent scratches, corrosion, and environmental damage. Keeping coins in a cool and dry place is also essential for long-term preservation. If you believe your coin might be valuable, consider showing it to a professional coin dealer or numismatic expert. They can provide a more accurate assessment of its condition and potential market value. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 50 new pence 1979 coin is an interesting piece of modern British numismatic history. While it was originally produced for everyday use and is not considered extremely rare, it still holds appeal for collectors who appreciate coins from the early years of the decimal currency system. Its unique seven-sided shape, iconic Britannia design, and portrait of Queen Elizabeth II make it a recognizable and historically significant coin. 1979 50 pence coin in fine condition can carry modest collector value, typically ranging from a few dollars to higher amounts for well-preserved examples. Even damaged coins may attract curiosity among collectors, especially if they feature unusual characteristics. For coin enthusiasts, the real excitement often lies in the hunt searching through old coins and discovering pieces that connect us to history. You never know when a simple coin in your pocket might turn out to be a fascinating collectible. Next up, the United Kingdom 50 new pence 1969. At first glance, this coin might look like an ordinary piece of pocket change, especially if it is in circulated condition. However, for collectors and coin enthusiasts, this historic coin represents an important moment in British currency history. Introduced during a major shift in the UK monetary system, the 1969 50 new pence coin holds both historical and collectible value. In today's video, we will look at its background, its unique features, its rarity in worn or damaged condition, and most importantly, how much this coin can sell for in auctions today, sometimes reaching surprising prices in dollars. To understand the importance of the 1969 50 new pence coin, we need to look back at a major event known as Decimal Day, which took place in the United Kingdom in 1971. Before decimalisation, the British currency system was extremely complex, consisting of pounds, shillings, and pence. In preparation for this change, the Royal Mint began issuing new decimal coins ahead of time so that the public could gradually become familiar with the new system. The 50 new pence coin was first introduced in 1969 as part of this transition. It replaced the 10 shilling note and quickly became one of the most recognisable coins in British currency. The coin was produced by the Royal Mint, the official mint responsible for producing the United Kingdom's coinage. Millions of these coins entered circulation, and they were widely used for everyday transactions throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Despite the large mintage, collectors today still value early examples, especially those with unique conditions, errors, or historical significance. One of the most distinctive aspects of the 1969 50 new pence coin is its unusual shape. Unlike traditional round coins, this coin has a seven-sided design known as an equilateral curve heptagon. This design was carefully engineered so the coin could roll smoothly in vending machines while still being easy to identify by touch. On the obverse side of the coin, you will find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the sculptor Arnold Machin. This portrait was widely used on British coinage during the late 1960s and 1970s. Surrounding the portrait is the Latin inscription Elizabeth II D times G times Reg times F times D, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse side of the coin features the seated figure of Britannia holding a trident and shield, symbolizing Britain's maritime strength and national identity. The word new pence appears above the design, and the number 50 is displayed prominently below it. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, a renowned coin designer whose work appeared on several British decimal coins. The coin itself was made from cupronickel, a durable alloy of copper and nickel, which helped it withstand years of circulation. Because the 1969 50 pence coin was heavily circulated, many surviving examples today are worn, scratched, or damaged. Coins in circulated condition typically show signs of use, including faded details, small dents, or surface marks. While these imperfections might seem like they reduce the coin's value, collectors still appreciate these coins because of their historical importance and, in fact, some collectors actively seek circulated coins because they represent real pieces of history that were once used by millions of people. However, rarity plays a huge role in determining value. Coins with unusual minting errors, off-center strikes, or rare variations can become highly desirable even if they are not in perfect condition. Additionally, coins that were kept for decades and only lightly circulated can sometimes command higher prices because they preserve more of their original design details. So, how much is the 1969 50 pence coin worth today? The value depends largely on its condition and rarity. A typical circulated example of a United Kingdom 50 pence 1969 usually sells for around $1 to $5 in the collector's market. These coins are relatively common because millions were produced. However, coins in better condition, especially those graded as extremely fine or uncirculated, can sell for $10 to $30 or more. Rare error coins or exceptionally preserved pieces may reach even higher prices at auction. Online marketplaces and auction sites like eBay sometimes feature listings where collectors pay higher amounts for specific variations or well-preserved examples. While most circulated coins are not extremely valuable, their historical significance still makes them attractive additions to many coin collections. If you are interested in collecting British coins, the 1969 50 pence coin is a great place to start. Here are a few helpful tips. First, always check the condition of your coin carefully. Even small differences in wear can significantly affect the value. Look closely at the details of Britannia and the Queen's portrait to see how much of the original design remains. Examine your coin for possible mint errors. Coins with unusual characteristics, such as double strikes or off-center designs, can be much more valuable. Store your coins properly. Using protective holders or coin albums can prevent further damage and help maintain their value over time. Research recent auction sales and collector guides to stay updated on market trends. Coin values can change depending on collector demand. The 1969 50 pence coin is more than just an old piece of currency. It represents a historic turning point in British monetary history and the beginning of the modern decimal coin system. Even in circulated condition, this coin carries both historical and collectible value. While most examples may only be worth a few dollars, certain coins in better condition or with rare characteristics can sell for much higher prices at auction. For collectors and history enthusiasts alike, the United Kingdom 50 pence 1969 remains a fascinating and meaningful piece of British numismatic history. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos exploring rare and valuable coins from around the world. Thanks for watching.